We are Putin and Putin is us, and we will never support imperialism against President Putin.
Hello there everyone, guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kralo, and if you're brand new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're always notified when I make a new upload, and call me Mr. Spot on in the comments because, well, Bitcoin is pumping. And why is Bitcoin pumping and what the hell is going on? Well, let me just put it into very plain perspective as to what has happened today that actually drove the price a bit higher. Because if we're going to go to a smaller time frame, just let's start with TA today, and we're going to get to that African demonstration as to what is happening in Africa right now. And it all ties into an interesting narrative that it potentially is going to play out soon. So this is something I really want to discuss and show you guys. But before we get to the juice, I really wanted to start with a small teaser. Let's just get into the TA first and then move on. So technically, there is, if we look at a big enough time frame, then we're saying that we're still in this wedge pattern that usually is a bearish pattern, well, whatever again. All these patterns, especially in the bear market, are more or less driven by news first. So, and the fundamentals. Now, if we're gonna zoom in, and we're gonna quickly find out that we had another pattern inside of this. This is the one that I've spoken about already before, that actually was breaking to the downside right here. But today, as we were breaking to the downside, and my next order, even though here on Coinbase, it shows that it went down to 28,486, but on Bybit, it actually went down to 28,556, so a slight difference. And therefore, my order that was placed at 28,500 to actually add to my long trade was not triggered. So, and I was expecting it to actually get triggered, but it wasn't. So, and right now, we were on the way to retest this support, the blue support that I thought we're gonna grab some liquidity below and potentially actually bounce off of here, off of 28K. And that's why I also have another order at 28K to add to my long trade. And this is what I was expecting. So, you know, a brief turn of events to the downside, potentially maybe a tiny bit lower to just grab some liquidity and kick some people out, as the market makers really like to do, and then move to the upside. But the move, slight move, but actually some volume happened already. So, and it was quite a volatile one. We went up all the way to 30,000. So actually retested 30K and now bounced off of 30K a little bit to the downside. But so far it still is a very kind of bullish momentum, and the volume actually is there. So there is some volume confirmation in this. And if we're going to just quickly take a look, the target for this breakout that we certainly tested the lower support, and then actually finally with some volume broke above both well, supports, resistances, whatever. So the wedge, also this white dotted line, that used to be a very important support for us. So, and right now, potentially, maybe we'll retest it and actually then go to the target of this breakout at the upside, which is lays at about the retest of 31,500, which is a very breaking point for technically for us to say that we are in the bull market. So, and again, still part of the same kind of formation. So that's what I was thinking. This is how I was building my long trade, with just some protection that if we move to the downside, I'm going to add to the long trade. So, but then the big question is as to what happened. Why did we pump to the upside? And certainly, guys, again, if you want to be trading over on Bybit yourself, this is where I'm personally trading. I trust Bybit, doesn't have any stupid FUD about it. And with my exclusive link down in the description of this video, you can actually claim up to $30,000 in initial deposit bonuses. Also, I'm doing really crazy giveaway, something megalithic, something absolutely huge is going to be announced actually on my YouTube channel in a couple of days, so stay tuned. And also, if you want to get really good investing education, not my full trading learning program, but my investing course, which is valued at about $500, if you deposit a minimum of $500, then you'll get it complimentary, and you can claim it in my Discord. There is a link to it. This is where I post all of my trades and the trades of my team. And also, if you're a Bybit trader and you've used my link to sign up with Bybit or BitGet, there's also a link down in the description of this video to BitGet. The only difference with BitGet really is that it doesn't require KYC. Bybit does, but Bybit has a bigger deposit bonus. So if you can't do the KYC, I'd go for Bybit and claim the biggest bonus. If you cannot do the KYC or you don't want to, an $8,000 bonus is fine, then use BitGet link down in the description of this video. And again, all the deposited users get access to my Crypto Signals community for absolutely free. This is where I post my trades, the trades of my team, and we're making good money there. So not every trade is a profit, obviously, it's impossible, but overall, we are in profit, so that's good. So if you are not part of that community, well, I don't know what you're doing here, so go and join it right now. All the links down in the description of this video, including my one-on-one mentorship, if that's what you're interested in. So now, we've had a lot of downside momentum in a short-term perspective. Well, this is quite obvious. Let's go over this real quick. Something I didn't cover in my the previous video. So SEC reportedly asked Coinbase to hold all trading except for Bitcoin. So there was some FUD because of Coinbase and SEC, and then SEC came out and said that they actually didn't say this. I don't think Brian Armstrong has a reason to lie about it. So there was some FUD about this. Then there was a lot of FUD about the curve being exploited. Like $70 million got exploited, but the damage got contained. So there was actually one more exploit besides the curve. But overall, it's just, more FUD in my opinion. Then also, we had some more FUD when it comes to Ripple. And the judge rejected Ripple ruling precedent in denying Terraform Labs' motion to dismiss SEC lawsuit. So, Terraform's and Doc One being the smartass, actually motioned to get their own lawsuit dismissed because of the XRP precedent. The fact that it was dismissed before on the grounds that that XRP was not a security. And the judge actually rejected this. So therefore, this kind of is setting not a very good tone, that one judge says one thing and then the other one says something the opposite. Even though this has been a bit negative, in my eyes, in my view, it's not so bad because because the judge actually didn't say that, XRP is a security or that he doesn't agree with Judge Torres. What he said that, a lot of these things potentially have to be looked at separately in separate cases. And it's that therefore, and it's actually, in my opinion, when it comes to Terraform Labs, it's a good thing. So I don't see this as an absolutely terrible thing. But again, it's still added on to the FUD overall. Now then, what has happened? That these are all the primary reasons for a bit of, pessimism and, this small grind to the downside. Now, then what changed that actually made Bitcoin retest $30,000 yet again? So let's go over these things, which I think are much more important. Fitch actually cut US credit rating to AA plus instead of AAA plus or AAA or whatever. So, and the Treasury called it arbitrary. So, so to speak, the government system of the United States and this colonial outdated monetary system is collapsing. So, and we've seen this, the reason why they have actually downgraded the US because of the long standoff, because of the debt ceiling. And this is quite negative for the economy and for the dollar and the power of the dollar. And potentially this contributed to a small pump of Bitcoin, because what else if not Bitcoin? Like the dollar, who cares about the dollar? Bitcoin is the answer. Bitcoin is much more superior to the dollar and the blockchain itself. So therefore, potentially this is the reason why Bitcoin pumped, but not the only reason. Also, Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy plan another purchase of Bitcoin, and they're planning the 750 million stock offering through MicroStrategy to buy more Bitcoin. So another almost $1 billion worth of buying pressure is going to be coming towards Bitcoin. This is awesome. Now, one more thing that I really wanted to mention, and this is something that we actually I played for you in the beginning of the video. This is Mr. Putin, and he's been making some moves in Africa, and so was China. So this is all the part of this narrative of BRIC nations and trying to de-dollarization and actually removing the dollar as the huge power and the global reserve currency. And this is what the BRICS nations actually want to achieve, because they're tired of the dollar being dominant and actually making them suffer. Their own economies are suffering because of the dollar. So China has been investing heavily into Africa and moving into Africa, and so was Mr. Putin right here. And there is a lot of support for Putin. There is a lot of support for Russia and just BRICS nations in general. And same thing goes for Russia, proposing a strange offer to BRICS nations in general and makes a special room for China and India. So this is strengthening. And also the BRICS nations expansion plan draws interest from more than 40 nations. So what this basically means down the road, that number one, well, there might be some kind of a cataclysm, if you catch my drift, because US is not going to just give up on the dollar. They're going to be fighting it tooth and nail to make sure that it still stays, at least for as long as possible, as the global reserve currency. And on the other hand, what we're saying is that if this is gonna inevitably happen, that the dollar is going to lose power with every year after year, this is gonna benefit Bitcoin. Why? Especially in the long-term perspective. Short-term, again, there can be different cataclysms, there can be ups and downs, roller coasters, but down the road, it's gonna be very beneficial for Bitcoin, just because, as I've already said in this video, what else if not Bitcoin? Ruble, yuan, euro, dollars, Bitcoin. So that's why I think that this is also, all these things together are contributing very much to the current price action on Bitcoin that we are seeing. And as long as we're still above, I would say, 29,000, this region, we actually are on our way to retest 31,400, and some volume is there. It's not huge volume, but some volume is there. So therefore, as I've mentioned to you before in my previous videos, I'm sticking to my guns with this long trade. And if you guys listen to what I've said, then, we're coming close to break even on this trade, and then potentially we'll make some profits. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, share it with your friends and family members. There is a share button down below here on YouTube so they stay informed as well. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, and check out this quick tutorial as to how to trade Bitcoin with proper risk and money management. Even if you think that you know how to trade, I guarantee you will learn a lot from this tutorial right here. So spend the time, check it out. And as always, peace and love, Thomas Crawler. Stay smart, stay rich, and I'll see you next video. Bye-bye.